We're tracking breaking news tonight. Police say 2 people were injured, one of them stabbed during a large disorder in a Richmond neighborhood.
A strong police presence at Toyota Stadium as EKU plays its relocated football game in Georgetown.
What Louisville coach Rick Pitino is saying tonight about new developments in a scandal that's rocked the men's basketball program.
Tracking, alerting, protecting. WKYT News starts now with breaking news.
Good evening to you. Tonight, police say a large disorder in a Richmond neighborhood got out of hand and it left 2 people injured. Richmond police say 1 person was stabbed during the disorder along Ballard Drive tonight. Monique Blair talked to investigators about what happened. She's in Richmond with the breaking details.
Richmond police tell me about 15 to 20 people were involved in that altercation out here on Ballard Drive that happened around 9 o'clock Thursday night.
We got a call of a large fight in progress. There was about 20 people with the clubs. 2 people possibly had guns. 1 person was stabbed. A couple people had knives. And 1 was stabbed twice possibly. And he was transported to UK.
The extent of that person's injuries are unknown, but Richmond Police Major Steve Gregg says he was stabbed in his stomach area. Major Gregg says a 2nd person was injured after a bullet ricocheted off his arm, but he refused to be transported and was treated on scene. Major Gregg says right now they are looking for 3 suspects, but they say that number could change as this investigation is ongoing. Police do believe this was a drug-related incident. Major Gregg says Richmond police will be increasing patrols out here in this area in an effort to solve this case and also to make sure everyone out here feels safe. In Richmond, Monique Blair, WKYT.
EKU leaders and police both said tonight this incident is not connected in any way to the threatening message found on campus earlier this week. That threatening message led 2 Eastern Kentucky University leaders moving tonight's football game to another city. So instead of Richmond, the Colonels played Tennessee Tech at Georgetown College. Thousands of EKU fans still showed up, but they noticed a heavy security presence. Garrett Weimer has more on the game and tonight's top story.
The schedule may show it as just another game. To the fans, it was anything but.
Trying to make it a home game away from home is basically what it is.
The home team in a stadium 40 miles from their own, EKU fans still packed the place to cheer for their Colonels.
I go to about every game, and I'm not going to miss one for any reason.
Some even came hours early to tailgate before the game.
It's just good to get everybody's mind off something, have something that's positive instead of negative.
These young men represent the university, the team represents EKU, and we're pulling for them, just like we're pulling for our campus.
EKU, UK, and Georgetown police, as well as the Scott County and Harrison County Sheriff's offices, were among several agencies providing extra security at the stadium. Officers checked bags, and a K-9 unit even led a dog around to check cars. But the scene didn't stop Colonel fans from coming.
There's threats and things all the time, and I'm not going to let somebody that does that kind of mess, scare me out of having my fun. I'm still going to live my life.
Once the game started, it didn't take long to get those transplanted EKU fans out of their seats. A long touchdown pass, a great way to greet the home crowd, even miles away from Richmond. In Georgetown, Garrett Weimer, WKYT.
Police have also boosted security on EKU's campus. They say they'll continue extra patrols there while students are gone for fall break. New tonight, Montgomery County school leaders are investigating a threatening message found at McNabb Middle School. In a message to parents, they say the threat was general in nature and found on the wall of a bathroom. School leaders think it is a copycat of the threatening message found at EKU this week. They say this message doesn't appear to be credible and they don't think anyone is in danger, but they say police will be at the school over the next few days. Well, after a week of sunshine and warm temperatures, the Friday forecast is looking wet. Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey is tracking some changes in our weather. Hi, Chris.
Hi, Amber. That has certainly been the theme of fall so far. You get into Friday, all of a sudden it starts to rain. That's going to be the trend again as we go into tomorrow. As you mentioned, nothing is out there now, though we did have a couple of wayward showers in the far southern Kentucky a little earlier. Let's broaden out the view and let's find the cold front still off to our northwest. A narrow, and I mean a narrow band of some showers beginning to pop out ahead of that. That front on the way toward the southeast, being pushed by a chilly brand of air that surges in here as we go into our Friday evening and will carry us into the first part of the weekend on Saturday. But that front, again, being pushed by that chilly high pressure that is off to our west and northwest. Weather headlines: rain blows into town tomorrow. It's not going to be a copycat of last week when we had just wall-to-wall rain throughout the region. We're going to have some rains out there tomorrow, but it's not going to rain the entire day. And when I come back in a few minutes, we'll track the chilly air that follows the rain and also, Amber, a new timeline on the potential that some high school football games still could be in the line of fire for some raindrops. We'll show you who has the best chance coming up.
All right, we'll check in with you then, Chris. Thank you. A woman died on Interstate 64 this afternoon after investigators say her car hit a tractor trailer. The crash happened in the eastbound lanes around mile marker 111 in Montgomery County. Police say the woman lost control of the car and slid into the tractor trailer, which was parked on the side of the road. She died at the scene. The coroner says he is not able to release her name tonight. Police say the woman's sister was also in the car. She was airlifted to UK hospital with serious injuries. He nearly died in a crash last month, but tonight a Bath County teenager is on the road to recovery. 16-year-old Aaron Williams was badly injured last month when police say he lost control of his 1977 Camaro on US 60. The car hit a tree and burst into flames. A Good Samaritan pulled Aaron out of the car. His family says police have now released what's left of the car back to them, and they say seeing it makes them realize how lucky Aaron is to be alive.
I've lost a lot of sleep last night over just seeing that car and how that bullet came out. If you can see the inside, it's just miraculous. It's a miraculous how he came through that.
Aaron's family hopes others will see what's left of his car and use it as a reminder to drive safely. Aaron is now being treated at Cardinal Hill Rehabilitation Hospital. Tonight, reports claim a former Louisville basketball recruit and a former player have confirmed some allegations made against the U of L basketball program. A new book claims a former Louisville staffer paid escorts to have sex with recruits. Tonight, Coach Rick Pitino talked about the new developments. Our Rob Bromley joins us now with the latest. Rob?
Well, Amber, more reports breaking in the Louisville basketball scandal, and Coach Rick Pitino responded on WHAS radio in an interview with Terry Miners. A CBS report had former Louisville recruit Jaquan Lyle confirming the gist of what was outlined in the book written by escort Katina Powell. Lyle is now at Ohio State. And a report on WDRB TV said a former U of L player told investigators of strippers in a dorm. Rick Pitino has denied any knowledge. His name was not mentioned in a statement put out by U of L President James Ramsey. On the radio, Miners raised the question of resignation with Pitino.
So I don't know what resigning would accomplish. I think that's the cowardly way out. If I resign now without coaching 250 seniors and the people that came to play for me, what does it do for the program if the head coach just runs away? I mean, you know, I don't understand why you ask me that. Right now, we're trying to find out exactly what went on, and then I'd like to know why it went on more than anything else. The why is very important to me.
And we will hear more of what Rick Pitino had to say late this afternoon coming up in sports. Amber Athletic Director Tom Jurich did not comment today.
Rob, thank you. The scandal broke last Friday when the book Breaking Cardinal Rules came out. New tonight, Lexington police have arrested a man accused of stealing from one of the city's fire stations. Police charged 41-year-old Jason Allen with second-degree burglary. They say they found him not long after the theft this afternoon. Firefighters say they noticed Allen going into a restricted area at Fire Station 2 on New Circle Road. When they questioned him, firefighters say Allen grabbed some personal items belonging to firefighters and ran off. Police say they arrested him at a business across the road. The traffic problems during the Luke Bryan concert came up during tonight's Urban County Council meeting. Lexington police say traffic was backed up for 8 miles on Tates Creek Road before the concert Tuesday night at Talon Winery. Lexington city leaders say they had no control over the event because of a 2006 Board of Adjustments ruling that allows wineries to hold events like this. During tonight's meeting, the city's planning commissioner said events like this should require a permit.
I think we can look at some of the things that we're doing right now, again, with some of the event permitting that works for downtown. I think issues that need to be looked at are what would trigger it in terms of its size and its scope. But it needs to be something, I think, from what we think, that is community-wide.
The Urban County Council approved a motion to have the Public Safety and Planning Committee review the item. A Lexington woman received quite a scare this morning when someone broke into her home. Jeffrey Honschel says his wife was alone in their home in the Andover neighborhood. At the time, his wife said she heard a knock at the door but ignored it. Moments later, she heard someone breaking in through the basement, so she called 911 and then scared off the burglar.
Saying, "Get out of my house, I have a gun." At that point, when she turned the corner, she saw him standing there, and he took off down the basement and ran.
He says his wife was shaken up but not injured. The burglar didn't get away with anything. Witnesses say they saw the burglar leave in a small light blue Ford model car. New tonight, 3 people face charges in connection to a robbery in Lexington this morning. Lexington police say the victim told them some people in a car drove up to him along Max Welton Court near the UK campus. They say someone in the car then pulled out a gun and robbed him. The car then drove away. Police say they tracked down that car this afternoon and arrested 2 people for robbery. They say a 3rd person was cited for facilitation. New tonight, police arrested a man they say drove a loaded dump truck while high on drugs. The Taylor County Sheriff's Office charged 43-year-old Christopher Coomer with DUI and drug possession. Police say someone reported seeing a dump truck driving recklessly on Meadow Creek Road. Police spotted the truck and pulled it over. Inside, police say they found meth, cocaine, and scales. New tonight, the Lee County Rescue Squad has been shut down for now. The county judge executive said he would not sign a new affiliation agreement with the rescue squad for financial reasons. He says he told the rescue squad's captain to turn over financial records by October 1st, but that didn't happen. For now, the fire department will take over rescue squad duties. Lexington city leaders have offered an alternative for families who don't want to take children trick-or-treating on October 31st. On Halloween, Lexington is hosting the Breeders' Cup at Keeneland, and there's a home UK football game that night. Hundreds of people have signed a petition asking the city to move trick-or-treating to the 30th to avoid any extra traffic on Halloween night. So city leaders say Fayette Mall will offer indoor trick-or-treating on the 29th, but they say traditional outdoor trick-or-treating will still be from 6 until 8 on the 31st. A surprise visitor showed up on the campus of an Eastern Kentucky college. Students at Alice Lloyd College in Knott County say they saw a bear, so the school sent out a text alert to warn the campus community. Students who saw the bear say it was quite a surprise.
I was on my way up to change for cross-country practice, and I turned the corner into the driveway, and there was a bear.
School leaders say the bear never came close to any people, and it eventually wandered back into some nearby woods.